The bullets that were fired through the goat carcasses, different goats breaking just one rib, all showed significant deformity. The bullets that were fired through the wrist of human cadavers showed much more deformity. They had the typical peeling back, mushrooming effect that you see when bullets impact against dense, firm objects. And yet, Commission Exhibit 399, which according to the Warren Commission is the missile that broke both the rib and the wrist bone of Governor Connally, is, as I have already explained, essentially pristine.
No, it could not have caused all the wounds, because our experiments have showed beyond any doubt that merely shooting the wrist deformed the bullet drastically. And yet this bullet came out as almost a perfectly normal, pristine bullet.
Joseph Dolce était expert en chef auprès de l'armée américaine pour les questions de lésions par balle. Il dirigea les tests ordonnés par la commission Warren.
And so they gave us the original rifle, the Mannlicher Carcano, plus 100 bullets, 6.5 millimeters. And we went and we shot the cadaver wrist, as I've just mentioned, and in every instance, the front or the tip of the bullet was smashed. It's impossible for a bullet to strike a bone, even at low velocity, and still come with a perfectly normal tip. The tip of this bullet was absolutely not deformed in no instance whatsoever, in no amount. Under no circumstances do I feel that this bullet could hit the wrist and still not be deformed. We proved that by experiments.
L'état presque parfait de projectile posait un nouveau problème à la commission. En effet, alors que la pièce 399 paraissait intacte, la balle qui avait frappé John Connally avait laissé des fragments métalliques dans ses 3 blessures.
The bullet left identifiable pieces of itself radiologically. That is, you can see them on x-rays in Kennedy's chest, in Connally's chest, Connally's wrist, and Connally's thigh. So we've got 4 anatomic locations in these 2 men where pieces of the bullet, albeit quite small, but visible to the naked eye, without any special enhancement photographic techniques, can be seen. There's no way that all those pieces could have come from the bullet, and yet had the bullet lose only 1 to 1.5% of its total weight, which is exactly what it was found to have lost. The bullet, as found, weighed 158.6 grains. In its pristine state, it weighs no more than 161 grains.
La thèse de la commission est définitivement mise à mal par la constatation suivante. La quantité de métal récupéré dans le seul poignet du gouverneur Connally était déjà trop important pour provenir du projectile 399.
You begin to understand why most of us call this the magic bullet and the magic bullet theory. It's just unbelievable that they could get away with it. It's almost as unbelievable that they would dare try. Of course, they worked in secrecy, so nobody knew what happened until after the report was out.
My colleagues in forensic pathology, who are members of the panel on which I serve, when confronted with this, they say, well, bullets do strange things. That's an exact quote. I'll never forget it till the day I die. Bullets do strange things. I've said to them, well, you guys collectively have done together 150,000 medical legal autopsies, and several thousand, 10, 20 of those, 30, 40 have involved bullet wounds. Why don't you all go back to your files and come up with one case, or why don't you all go out and do an experiment and come in with one bullet that will do what 399 is to have done, is alleged to have done under the single bullet theory, and you'll prove your case. Well, there never was such a case file presented. There never was such an experiment conducted. There never again, and never was in the past, in the history of gunfire in civilization, a bullet that did what this bullet is supposed to have done under the single bullet theory. That is the foundation of the whole report. And once you remove that keystone, then the whole thing collapses.
Finalement, la commission s'en tint à sa version. Le projectile 399 était bien la balle unique. C'était d'ailleurs pour elle la seule solution. Elle pouvait passer sous silence l'avis des médecins du gouverneur, des experts en balistique et même les résultats des tests qu'elle avait elle-même ordonnés. Mais elle avait besoin de projectile 399. Sans lui, pas d'hypothèse de la balle unique et donc pas d'assassin ayant agi seul.
There's no way I can tell you what is true if the single bullet theory is not. The reason for that is that the government never investigated the crime. It's beyond the capability of any private citizen. And too much time has elapsed and too many things have changed. We just don't know. There is one thing that I can say without question, that the official story is not true, and those who issued it knew it wasn't true. There's another thing I can say without question. The crime was beyond the capability of any one man, Lee Harvey Oswald or anybody else. On that basis alone, there was a conspiracy.
Il semble bien que nous n'en saurons jamais plus sur l'assassinat de John Kennedy. L'hypothèse de la balle unique, comme bien d'autres aspects de cette affaire, suscite plus de questions qu'elle n'en résout. Y avait-il un deuxième tireur caché dans le bâtiment des services d'éducation de l'État? Un tueur a-t-il fait feu devant la voiture présidentielle comme le laissaient entendre les premières déclarations des médecins de Dallas? Qu'est devenu le projectile qui a frappé Kennedy dans le dos? Comment se fait-il que la pièce 399 du dossier de la commission ait été retrouvée sur un brancard de l'hôpital de Parkland? Toutefois, la question la plus troublante est ailleurs. On peut se demander en premier lieu pourquoi la commission a émis une hypothèse aussi invraisemblable. La thèse de la balle unique n'était pas fondée sur un raisonnement logique, mais sur un a priori. Oswald devait être un meurtrier isolé. Or, c'était là une conclusion qui avait été déterminée bien avant que la commission ne commence ses travaux. En effet, le 25 novembre 1963, c'est-à-dire le lendemain du meurtre de Lee Harvey Oswald, l'adjoint du procureur général Katzenbach a précisé clairement la position du gouvernement. Ainsi, dès le départ, le gouvernement s'est montré davantage soucieux de rassurer l'opinion publique que de faire la lumière sur cette affaire. Finalement, il est parvenu au résultat inverse.
He'll still sit around and talk about other things, who was involved, why was it done, what were the politics of the people who did it, how was it covered up, what did the government do, was Oswald known to Hoover, and so on. There's still a million questions to be answered. But if we can start with that, which is most basic, that it was not a sole assassin, that it was not a neurotic person, Lee Harvey Oswald, that it indeed was a conspiracy, then at least we can start from a point of honesty, and we can move from there.